This is London.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's episode of Capital TV. I'm your host Fiona Fox, and on today's show we'll finally get to see Jon Ritchie awarded his new British Championship belt. Also in tonight's main event, Mike Mendoza will go head-to-head with Danny Garnell. Earlier today, Danny Garnell challenged Mike Mendoza to put his place in the Golden Grapplers tournament on the line, and Mike Mendoza has accepted. Considering the recent concussion that Mike Mendoza suffered, many are questioning the wisdom of accepting this challenge. Let's go to ringside.
You sure you're ready?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to LDN Capital TV. I am your host Andrew Coyne, and after a break of about 2 weeks I am joined once more by Jetta. Jetta, once again, welcome to the commentary booth.
Hey Poopy.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring, well, on his way to the ring right now is Amit Rambo-Jam, and he's been accompanied by Jack. Looks like Amit's obviously got a bit of money because he's bought himself some backup for his debut here tonight against LDN's own Yorgos.
This is going to be a really hard match for Amit here. As you said, it's his debut and he's facing someone who's just on a winning streak in LDN. It's Yorgos.
Absolutely, and don't forget, this match is going to be one of Yorgos' strengths because it's going to be fought under Spirit League rules.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Athens in Greece. Coming to the ring, weighing in at 13.5 stone, this is Yorgos Christopoulos.
This match will be fought over 6 rounds. Each round will be 3 minutes in length. To win the entire contest, you must score 2 decisions, either by pinfall or submission. The other way to win, of course, is by a clean, single knockout. And of course, the winner of this match will no doubt have a great future ahead of them. But I do not fancy Amit Rambo-Jam's chances against Yorgos, a man who has made his reputation through this match.
I don't know what's more disgusting, Yorgos dancing with a fan or a fan in a tie-dye t-shirt. Ew.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this contest is over Spirit rules with 6 3-minute rounds, 2 falls, 2 submissions, or a knockout to decide the winner. Seconds out, round 1.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to enter the first round here of this Spirit League contest between Yorgos and Amit Rambo-Jam. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now's probably a good time to quickly mention tonight's main event. Mike Mendoza will be going head-to-head with Danny Garnell. Keep in mind that Mikey Mendoza is not 100%. He has been suffering from a series of concussions recently, mainly at the hands of Humongous. However, the doctors have cleared him to wrestle tonight, but more bizarrely enough, Danny Garnell has challenged Mikey Mendoza for his spot in the Golden Grapplers tournament, which is currently being waged here in LDN. Well, Yorgos now launches Amit Rambo-Jam off the ropes, and there we go now. Yorgos went for the clothesline. It was done. Nice crossbody. Amit's trying to go for a quick pinfall, but Yorgos able to kick out and go straight for the headlock.
Amit looking impressive in his debut here.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the guy's actually showing quite a bit of skill here. Here we see now. Well, Yorgos is now being launched off the ropes, over the sleeper. Oh, there's the leapfrog right there. And oh, he tried to go for a kick to the midsection, but Yorgos effortlessly pushes him over.
Anyone would think it's Strictly Come Dancing, not wrestling.
Well, I'm
Terrible.
Yorgos is a very multi-talented fella.
You say he's a talented dancer?
He's just he enjoys the job that he does. He enjoys being a wrestler. Don't you enjoy being a wrestler?
I do, yeah.
So why don't you dance to the ring?
Because, you know, you have to stay focused on the wrestling.
But surely,
Not dancing.
But surely John Chapman has turned you into this lovely, mature, supposedly positive individual. I mean, surely you can appreciate why Yorgos acts in this upbeat manner.
I think he just plays too much to the crowd, doesn't concentrate on wrestling, and you know, it's going to bite him on the bum.
Well, fair enough. Maybe it will bite him on the bum, but at the moment, he's looking pretty good. As mentioned, we're still in the first round of the Spirit League match, typically a round which is used by both competitors to feel out the other. And Amit Rambo-Jam is most certainly taking advantage of this. He's looking pretty good so far. And if anything, you know, despite the fact that Yorgos had him running out of the ring, I actually think Amit's looking the strongest at the moment.
Most definitely. I mean, this is Yorgos' type of matchup, and Amit's bringing just as much to the table as Yorgos is.
Now, I do know from my own personal research that these two men have briefly trained together in the past. It'll be interesting to see how much they are able to predict the other's moves. Amit there with a very nice waistlock, and Yorgos, well, that was neat. He actually hooked the leg to allow himself to come over. Nice snapmare, and Yorgos showing his technical dominance. Now, Jetta, having just seen what you've just seen there in the first round, what's your opinion on both competitors and their chances leading forward into this match?
I think at the moment they're pretty evenly matched. Both are sort of reversing each other quite cleanly. They know exactly what the other one's going for. Maybe that's something to do with the training that you mentioned before. I don't know, but Amit's looking very impressive here. I mean, he kind of should be the underdog, but he doesn't seem to be coming across that way. He seems to be coming across as just as talented as Yorgos.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I'll completely agree with you, Jetta. I mean, both men looking very good at the moment, most definitely around for feeling their opponent out. Well, we're now into the second round. Now, it'll be interesting to see who takes the advantage, if either man does, that is. Anyway, well, Amit tried to go for the lock-up, but Yorgos straight into a roll-up. Looks like Yorgos might be trying to go for a very quick decision early on in the round, forcing Amit to play catch-up.
That's smart on Yorgos' part. Both of them should be trying to do that, trying to get that quick pin or that quick submission, just to play with mind games with the other one, being in one ahead.
Well, we see now Amit Rambo-Jam, he's got that nice arm wringer. Yorgos using his athleticism and strength there, able to bridge back straight onto his feet. Well, Amit now showing his athleticism. Oh, nice nip up. It was certainly pretty, and in this case, it was certainly very effective as well, forcing the point of the shoulder down and keeping his weight on top of Yorgos. And there we see now Yorgos trying to find the escape. He rolls through, but Amit Rambo-Jam holding onto the arm wringer there and forcing Yorgos down to the mat. The referee there to make sure that the shoulders are down if they are. However, he was quite happy that that was not the case.
And it's got a very great stand in there, great balance. Probably the reason why Yorgos couldn't get out of that.
Well, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. I mean, I suppose in many ways, being a professional wrestler yourself, you understand and appreciate the need for balance more than anything else, particularly when you're in the technical stages of any match.
Definitely, but you can see that Amit has a really good base there. Oh,
hang on a minute.
That's illegal.
Well, talk about balance. It was certainly controversial. Well, I think the referee's giving Yorgos a small dress down, but all the same, it certainly got the job done. Well, the referee now checking on Amit Rambo-Jam to make sure that he is still okay to continue. I mean, that was obviously quite controversial. Oh, and the Juggernaut from behind with a cheeky push.
I think that's fair enough.
That's putting it politely.
That's fair enough. It's tit for tat. He used the ref.
Tit for tat. Juggernaut has no right laying his hand on any of the competitors.
Yorgos has no right laying his hand on the referee.
Well, all I'm saying is that you were saying that with Juggernaut, Jag Channa, it was all self-defense. But in this case, he most certainly got himself involved.
It's evening up the game.
Well, there we go. They're trying to exchange a series of waistlocks, and there's a German suplex with the bridge. And he got it done.
So Amit with the advantage.
Ladies and gentlemen, round 2, first fall of the contest, Amit Rambo-Jam.
He seems to be not phased at all by the fact that it's his debut and he's facing someone who's well renowned for being good at this style of match.
Well, that's it. I think you brought it up earlier on, and it's something I will certainly keep a lookout from now on whilst commentating on matches. The balance that Amit Rambo-Jam has been showing in this match is actually one of his strengths. The balance on the bridge, the balance on his techniques. They're saying that he seems somewhat off balance after that huge drop kick from Yorgos. Well, speaking of balance, Northern Lights. Oh, and Rambo-Jam there bridged out of it. I've never seen a kick out of that nature before, but it certainly did the job. He almost cancelled the bridge of Yorgos by bridging himself. Well, the referee was there in case it was a free. Evidently, it was not to be. Referee Chris Roberts, who's been in the centre of a lot of controversy recently. Last week, he allowed Hot Property to be counted out of a tag team championship match. And after that, Project Future have challenged Hot Property to a match with no disqualifications and no countouts. And as a result of this, LDN management have decided that the two teams, Hot Property and Project Future, will meet at a future date in a Tornado Rules tag match for the British Championship. Of course, we'll keep you up to date as to when that match will take place. But right now, we're still in the process of Yorgos versus Amit Rambo-Jam. We're now in the third round here, and Amit keeping his advantage there with a rake on the eye, and then a quick stomp right to the back of Yorgos' head. I think it's safe to say that by going 1-0 ahead, I think this has actually frustrated Yorgos, and he's allowing it to get to him.
Obviously, Yorgos has not expected that to happen. This guy's never been in LDN before. I mean, it might be possible that Amit's maybe seen Yorgos before. Yorgos didn't have that luxury, so he kind of has come in on an advantage.
I suppose in many ways, and perhaps you'll agree with me, Jeddah, is that the problem of being a LDN TV star is that now there are readily available footage of all of your matches. I haven't been able to get hold of any footage of Amit Rambo-Jam wrestle, so surely Amit's been able to telegraph a lot of what Yorgos has done purely because he has been so successful here on LDN Capital TV.
Exactly, and now that he's one up, he's in the head of Yorgos, so Yorgos has got to be frustrated, which is definitely going to give Amit that opening.
Well, there's a lot of factors going on here. Amit Rambo-Jam 1-0 ahead. He's forcing Yorgos to play catch-up. Meanwhile, ever looming, Jag Channa on the outside. He's there for his man. And Yorgos there has found the rope. The referee issuing a 5 count.
Oh, he can't hear. He can hear.
I mean, now with a snapmare, beautifully done. Sort of like, well, I was going to say reverse chinlock, evidently not. He's just stretching the gums there of Yorgos. And then a forearm shot followed by a little jab to the back of the head there with his foot. We've got to go away, but this match will continue after the break.
This is London. This is London.
Well, now he's conversing there with his ringside manager for a day, Jag Channa. Well, that can't be good news. Anyway, we're now into the 4th round.
Yorgos is definitely favouring that head.
Yes, he has actually taken a fairly significant amount of punishment right on his head, and perhaps Amit Rambo-Jam will be going back to that point so he can actually gain more of an advantage as this match proceeds.
See, Amit has a very good sense of control. If you noticed there when he turned around with the arm, he kept the arm pushed into the side of his head to make sure that Yorgos couldn't escape. Some very good technique.
Well, absolutely. I mean, obviously he's... Well, hang on a second. I don't know what's going on here, but... Well, you got Jag Channa on the outside getting involved. And he just threw Yorgos around. And, oh, and again, a shot to the lower back of Yorgos. I don't know if the referee saw it, but... Well, the referee seems to have an issue with what's been going on here. Amit Rambo-Jam is trying to pull the referee back to one side, and Jag now is just looming. Well, Jag Chandler most definitely had an effect in this contest. Well, the referee was there to stop the blatant choke there from Amit Rambo. There's Jaggernaut, and he got caught this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has ordered Jag Chandler to immediately leave the ringside and return to the dressing room.
Well, suddenly the playing field has got a lot for Jaggernaut is upset. He decided to take his frustrations out on a member of the audience at ringside. And now, Amit Rambo-Jam, Yorghos, much more level playing field. Oh, cookie arrogant cover. Not the time to be making it. What a statement, though, that Amit Rambo-Jam could make if he could actually get 2-0 against Yorgos. Oh, off the middle rope. Well, it looked like he was going for something. He's repositioning himself. Well, nice technique there on the pin. A lot of body on body.
Exactly, hooking the head as well, which is injured.
Actually, thank you for pointing that out for me. Of course, he has been working on that head. So, of course, by hooking the head, he's minimising his ability to kick out. Obviously, Yorgos has a lot of guts left in him. And Rambo-Jam just hit down hard. That was a bit of an ugly fall.
Well, he's up.
Yeah, barely, though. He's holding on to his jaw. Oh, Coliseum cradle suplex. Oh, that's... Oh, yes, you can see Amit
He's trying to bridge out of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, round 4, an equalising fall to Yorgos Christopoulos.
So a 1-1.
We are 1 fall apiece. And Yorgos, this is a man who is currently in the Golden Grapplers tournament to find out who is truly the best in the Spirit League.
Round 5.
Amit Rambo-Jam now. Oh, hang on a minute.
He was going for a schoolboy and Yorgos blocked it.
Well, I don't
Ladies
know.
and gentlemen, Amit Rambo-Jam receives his first public
What was
warning.
that for?
Well, I will accept your possible explanation of that. We'll have to... Oh, come on, that
He was going
wasn't
for a fireman's
schoolboy.
carry.
Oh,
Yorgos
come
blocked
on.
it.
And ladies and gentlemen, the referee issues Amit Rambo-Jam with his second and final public warning.
See, he's even signalling it there.
Clear to
Fireman's
you.
carry.
Do you require glasses by any chance?
No, I don't.
Anyway,
2020.
oh, huge flying headbutt into the midsection there of Yorgos. Anyway, we'll have to agree to disagree, but the referee claims it was 2 straight low blows in a row, and whatever it was, whether it was accidental or not, Amit Rambo-Jam has the advantage as we head towards the end of this contest. Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
is that head scissors?
This is one athletic son of a gun. He managed to whip that out of nowhere. And now he takes Amit and he's going to launch him into the corner. Nicely executed. Bang, body drop. Oh, and right on the tailbone. That has got to hurt. Oh, looks like he's going for some sort of move.
Oh,
A
no,
pinning
he's gone.
predicament with a
Oh,
bridge.
there is no way out of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, round 5, the winner of the match by 2 falls to 1, Yorgos Christopoulos.
There's no escape from that.
And surprisingly enough, it is a young man from Greece who is flying the flag for British wrestling at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, Yorgos is victorious.
I still don't. You don't write Amit off. He did really well for his debut.
Do you know what? He did do really well, and hopefully we will see more of him. Now, of course, during this contest, I did mention the Golden Grapplers tournament. And coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, in the main event, Mikey Mendoza will face Danny Garnell. A match where Mikey Mendoza's semi-final place in the Golden Grapplers tournament is at stake. Who's going to go on to the Golden Rappers tournament? Don't go away.
Hello and welcome to the London Eye with me, Fiona Fox. As you may recall, LDN almost fell to the control of the London Council after certain tax irregularities with owner Sanjay Bagga came to light. Sanjay Bagga was successful in paying the debts and has maintained his ownership of LDN. However, as part of the settlement, Councillor Jonathan Hardwick has been granted a contract to be a full-time member of the LDN roster. Jonathan Hardwick is reportedly an avid fan of wrestling and has dreamed of competing on television. Despite the controversial nature of his contract, it would appear that Mr Hardwick will indeed get a chance to accomplish his dream when he gets to wrestle in front of an LDN crowd next week on LDN Capital TV. Once again, this has been the London Eye with me, Fiona Fox. I'll see you next week.
This is London.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome the owner and promoter of LDN Wrestling, Mr. Sanjay Bagga.
First of all, thank you for coming here and witnessing LDN Capital TV. Right, you're in for a treat. It is now time for a special ceremony. Before I do that, I wanted to thank all the fans because a couple of weeks ago, LDN became the longest running British wrestling show on television since World of Sport. So thank you. It is now time to introduce your LDN British champion. Here is the notorious Jon Ritchie.
Come to the East End, you don't wait to be given, you take. On a real match with a real man for a real belt. Now bring it on.
Now the reason we're out here is to present Jon Ritchie with a brand new LDN British title. So can we reveal the title, please? So at this time, Jon Ritchie, I present to you the LDN British Heavyweight Championship.
I'd like to thank Mr. Tex Benedict for being so weak and meek and useless that it made an easy path for me to win this British title.
That's enough, Richie.
And that's the only way you'll get it, is by stealing it. I was told it was you.
Yo, Granddad, I think everybody's sick and tired of hearing you. I like the hat, though. Very 1500s. Back off, Mungus. I smelt you coming. Now, Richie, you come out here, you want to thank me for helping you win the LDN Championship? Well, from where I'm standing, you're holding one belt and I'm holding the other. And yeah, I did steal this title from you because you stole that title from me in the center of the ring about 3 weeks ago. And since then, you've been running around telling everybody, I'm the real British champion. I'm the real British champion. Well, you're not, because the champ's standing right here and I'm holding the belt. So what are you going to do about it, Richie? You're going to do nothing. You want to know where my pals are? Well, first of all, there's about 200 of them right here. And second of all, if you put your eyes on that screen right there, you'll see just who my pal is. And we want you and you, Humongous, in a tag team match. And if I pin you, Richie, or if I pin you, Mungus, or if anyone pins you, I'm getting a shot at your title, and then we can clear up who the real champion is. How about that? You want to see who I got, people? Why don't we bring him out right about now? So how about it, Richie?
You know, unless you two boys didn't hear too well, I think all these people here have been chanting Ash, and they've been chanting Tex, not Richie, not Mungus.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, the match has been signed on Capital TV. Ash, Tex Benedict will take on Jon Ritchie and Humongous.
This is London. This is London.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring is a man who has really earned himself a reputation for being a notorious, opportunistic individual. And it doesn't get more opportunistic than this. Mike Mendoza, Danny Garnell's opponent for tonight, is currently suffering from a concussion which he received at the hands of Humongous, one of the biggest men we've got on the roster. Now, Danny Garnell knows this, and he challenged Mikey Mendoza in his susceptible state to put his position in the Golden Grapplers tournament on the line.
Eltham, also in southeast London, weighing in at 17 stone 2 pounds, this is Mike Mendoza.
So of course, as we mentioned earlier, Mike Mendoza is currently not necessarily 100%. But regardless, the passion of this man to keep on fighting is certainly deep within him, and he accepted the challenge of Danny Garnell. And this is a big, powerful guy who brings a big, powerful power slam to the matches with him, and has led him to many a victory and almost the British Championship.
This is going to be an interesting match because these two have history. Both trained in NWA Hammerlock, both probably wrestled hundreds of times, so it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes.
So go on then, Jetta. Who do you think's going to win it? We've got the big man. However, Mike Mendoza has got an injury coming into this match. Do you think Danny Garnell can take advantage?
Mike Mendoza is an injured bear. Danny Garnell knows Mike Mendoza inside out. They've wrestled hundreds of times before. I'm sure Danny Garnell is going to take this one tonight.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what type of strategy Danny Garnell takes. If he's smart, he'll go straight for the head. Nice collar elbow tie up. Tight hammerlock, beautifully executed. Oh, and a fireman carry. Looks like Garnell's now getting a little more serious.
It was a bit rude, wasn't it?
What was rude?
You see what he did with his t-shirt?
I'm just concentrating on the match. Oh, Garnell straight into a slam. He didn't expect that. Nice big arm drag right there from Danny Garnell, and a second. Ooh, Mike Mendoza might be a big guy, but he drop kicked him straight out of the ring.
You do not want that coming at you feet first.
I was going to say, I missed what the ring announcer said. I mean, how big, how heavy do you think Mike Mendoza is?
17 stone, 6'6".
Good grief, 2 feet with 17 stone behind it coming straight at you. That's not a nice head-on collision that you ever want to be a part of. Oh, Garnell now with a strike to the midsection, flips over the ropes. Nicely executed right there, single leg takedown. Now that's a sort of a very reminiscent move there from the hammerlock days, I would imagine. But Mike Mendoza, with those huge legs, able to push Garnell off.
See, that's going back to the used to wrestling each other. He knew what was coming and he knew how to avoid it.
Looked like he was going for an Indian deathlock or something there. I mean, obviously a very basic but very painful manoeuvre. And Garnell snuck up there behind Mendoza and just tripped him over. Looks like he's going straight back to that leg again.
Another thing you'll notice with a lot of the guys coming out of hammerlock, they'll pick something that's weak and they'll just stay on it. And I'm sure that's what Danny Garnell's going to do now with this leg.
Well, absolutely. I mean, obviously he's managed to get that hold so far on the leg, and obviously he's going to squeeze that advantage. Oh, drop kick right on the point of the knee. That can't help. There he is now, driving the point of the knee right into the calf muscle. And Danny Garnell now whips Mendoza the reversal. Oh, tries to go for his big power slam. Misses. Oh, and a big body slam instead. Hits it. Nicely done. Well, it looks like Danny Garnell isn't having much luck so far. I mean, what can he do to change his fortunes in this contest?
Well, like you say, Mendoza uses that power slam. If he stays on that leg, he's not going to be able to get the full rotation on that.
What would you do?
I would do exactly that. He's a big man. Take his legs out. He can't utilise that power slam.
So you wouldn't cheat at all?
I would never cheat, Andrew.
Well,
winners don't need to cheat. People as good as me don't need to cheat.
Winners? You've actually got one of the most questionable win-loss records in LDN today.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee gives Mike Mendoza his first public warning.
Tight cover there by Mike Mendoza, a kick out. Mike Mendoza obviously brought Garnell in with that huge suplex off the ropes. Oh, missed that huge boot. And Garnell now with those strikes. I have to say, I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with Garnell at all, but I mean, from what I've seen so far in his LDN tenure, he's got quite a nice series of strikes there. We've got to go away, but this match will continue after the break.
This is London. This is London.
Now, of course, what's smart is that Danny Garnell obviously keeps those strikes nice and legal. Open palm strike right there, perfectly legal, and also those strikes with the leg. It looks like Mike Mendoza, though, he's going to fight back with strikes of his own. Oh, I bet he felt that go right through his spine. And again.
See, that was not on the spine.
Well, it's supposed to be. The referee didn't call it. Big backbreaker. Oh, and a kick out. Now, could it be that Mendoza himself is actually going for the spine there? Oh, now, come on, I suppose you're going to tell me...
That was a fireman's carry.
That was a fireman's carry, of course it was.
Danny Garnell receives his first public warning.
See, this ref, he just doesn't...
Well, as we did say earlier, he's in the middle of controversy over the Tag Team Championship. I honestly believe, though, that was a blatant low strike. As was that.
No, that was to the thigh. Was he or was he not working on the leg?
He struck him between the legs. The legs were nowhere near it.
You just like the drama, Andrew. You just see these things.
Well, of course I like the drama. We've got two men here who are fighting to be a part of the Golden Grapplers tournament. This is very important for both. Oh! Man, the elevation he got with that drop kick, and he managed to fell the giant. Nice body slam there from Danny Garnell. He put a lot into it. But when you drop a guy as heavy as Mike Mendoza, it's going to do a lot of damage to your opponent. He's got him in the corner now. Those questionable.
Not close fists.
Maybe or maybe not. I mean, I honestly can't see, so I really can't argue with you. But there's the reversal there from Mike Mendoza and the foot to the face. And Danny Garnell now. Oh, tornado DDT, and that will not help the concussion.
That was the perfect move at that time there. Maybe with a leg hook, that would have been the 3.
You know what? It could have been. I mean, but however, he's isolated both arms there with a pinfall. However, Mike Mendoza is still in this thing. I bet Danny Garnell's thinking, what have I got to do to stop this mountain of a man? I mean, he already dropped him with that huge tornado DDT, and yet Mike Mendoza still keeps coming back for more. It's reasons like this that many thought he would be the man to dethrone Jon Ritchie as the British champion. Oh, he picks him up for a double choke. That's raw strength right there into a spine buster. However, Danny Garnell still able to kick out. Now, obviously, it's interesting because Mike Mendoza obviously is going for a whole strategy which seems to be based around these big, heavy moves. Do you think this is the way to go?
I think when it comes to wrestling a smaller person, yeah, and obviously with the injury as well, he's going to want to get this over quickly.
Yeah, very interesting observation, and quite Mike Mendoza with a questionable head injury at the moment, and you've got to believe that with those big power moves, he wants to hit the one move that will actually get the 1, 2, 3. Because we have seen Mike Mendoza fight a more technical style in the past, but maybe he's a little desperate tonight.
Definitely. I mean, even if he does win the match but still makes that head a lot worse, that's going to hinder him when he goes into the Golden Grapplers tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, Mike Mendoza, although we don't know who his next round opponent will be, has made it so far into the semi-finals of the Golden Grapplers tournament. A tournament to crown the Spirit League champion. Oh, Mike Mendoza! He had a huge headbutt there to the head. However, he managed to come back with that big belly-to-belly suplex.
Danny Garnell needs to keep his head in the game, but that headbutt has just sent Mike completely off.
Well, off the wall, I would imagine. I mean, I wouldn't be very happy, would you? Concussions cannot be fun. Anyway,
well, it's his choice to get in the ring tonight.
Well, no, you're quite right. I think Garnell took advantage of Mike Mendoza's fighting prowess, and maybe Mendoza shouldn't be in the ring, but you're right. Mendoza chose to be in the ring tonight. So it is entirely on his head. Mike Mendoza now with those strikes there to Danny Garnell. Garnell shown a lot of, shown a lot of heart actually. And I have to give him a lot of oh, straight onto his feet, nicely done. And oh my goodness! I have never in all the world seen anything quite like that. Jetta, have you?
I've never seen anything like that before. It was a very smart manoeuvre there. It was kind of like a sort of a diamond cutter-esque move.
I'd say like an inverse bulldog, perhaps. He really dropped him very nastily on the back of his head. The referee checked that Mike Mendoza was still able to go, and apparently he is. But Garnell just drops Mendoza again on his head, and I honestly think that horrible move has thrown Mike completely off the scent of the victory.
If he hadn't have just taken maybe 5 minutes of beating from Mike Mendoza, then I think that definitely would have been the 3 count.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that. It was ugly. But currently, both men are down. And if Mike Mendoza wants a chance of winning this thing, he has so got to get back on his feet. Oh, both men are currently on their knees, firing those form shots. Now slaps. Oh, straight off the ropes with a very sharp kick. Oh, and Mike Mendoza, however, with the... Oh, power slam! Okay, 1, 2...
Oh, he got him.
Well, absolutely.
You noticed that took a lot of Mike to do that. You noticed the shout of pain as he slammed him down.
Well, obviously, Mike Mendoza has taken so much offense, on that head. I'm not surprised that it took a lot out of him just to hit that one power slam, but we have talked about how truly offensive that power slam is, and it gave the victory for Mike Mendoza, and as it stands, Mike Mendoza is still in the Golden Grapplers tournament, and Danny Garnell is going to have to go to the back and beat him now. Oh, hang on a second. Garnell now getting involved, and I don't know what's going on. The match is over.
Straight back to that head. This isn't going to bode well at all, where all the people in the Golden Grapplers tournament are going to be rubbing their hands with glee at this.
Well, this is the thing. Mike Mendoza enters the tournament a hurt and, frankly, beaten man. It won't be good if he has to go against the likes of Yorgos or Steve Gray. It really would not be very good at all. I don't know what's going on. I think obviously the match is already over. This is not a part of the match, ladies and gentlemen. And Garnell, straight into the ring post. I honestly think, I'm actually a bit concerned here, Jeddah, that I honestly think that Garnell's trying to write Mike Mendoza out of wrestling for good.
Well, maybe he shouldn't be doing this, but at the same time, Mike Mendoza made the choice to come out here tonight. He knew that something like this could happen.
Oh, Mendoza's brains just got scrambled on that steel step. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we're about to run out of time. Jetta, thank you once again for joining me on commentary.
It's been your pleasure.
Anyway, but as of the moment, it looks like Mike Mendoza could very much be a mess. We'll find out what's going on. Anyway, thank you and good night.
I might be a loser in the match, but I look like a winner from where I'm standing.